Hello everyone, welcome back to another Creative Design Team video collaboration. This week we are sharing our Days of December preparation. I am super excited to share with you how I'm going to prepare for my Days of December project. This is the first time for me, so I don't have photos, and I'm going to get this album photo ready, if you want, for January when I can add all of my pictures. I am using the Christmas Story paper collection, and I am using this awesome sketchbook that we've created here at the Creative Design Team. And I'm going to pick in here 2 sketches for today's video, and I'm going to show you how I start the process. So here on my desk, I have a few products that I want to share with you, and I also want to share with you how I break these down. Now, the Christmas Story paper pack is absolutely gorgeous, but there are a lot of patterns that you have to consider when you are using it. So for my first couple of pages, let me show you how I started to build this project. Now, I'm going to concentrate on 2 sheets of pattern paper, 1 sheet of cardstock, and I'm mindful of what's on the back side of these 2 sheets right here. Okay, so this is how I start any album, actually, like a 6x8 album. I take 1 sheet of cardstock, I slice it down the middle to get 2 pieces that are 6 inches wide, and then I do my 8 inches. So naturally, this sketchbook here will include not only 6x8 sketches, but also you're going to have some 4x6 sketches in there, because you can see how this all starts out. When I cut out my pattern paper, I also try to keep this in mind, because this will extend your pattern paper and you'll be able to use it throughout the album. So let's take these out of the way. These are going to be for my next 4 sheets that are going to go into my album. It was really easy for me to kind of start my pages with that concept of the 6x8 and following the sketches. I've got 2 6x8s, and then I have right here at the bottom my 4x6. Now, you've seen in Erin's video that she did use this stamp set here, which is the Magical Days, and oddly enough, I did consider this one here, and I wasn't sure what to do about the square images, but she did show him in her video that, you know what, even if you use these square images on a round circle, they look completely fine. So I reached into my stash and I found this one here, which was the Holly and Jolly set. Now, the numbers are a little bit bigger, but I think I'm okay with it, and I tested out a few things because I wanted to have one element in this book that was going to repeat itself, and I also wanted to, believe it or not, eliminate some of the decision making. So I did land on black and gold. I used some embossing powder on the images here, and I backed them up with a gold glitter cardstock. They are a little bit bigger than I kind of anticipated, but you know what? I'm completely fine with that. So this is going to be throughout my book. And remember, I don't have my pictures in this, so I am not going to adhere these down. So these ones here, I just randomly pick them. It's not necessarily going to be my day 3. I am going to just use them as a placeholder and try and match some of the embellishments. So for the embellishments, of course, the Picture My Life are perfect because we're going to have 4x6 and 3x4s in here. So those are really good, easy fillers to put into your book. I am using these really fun embellishments here, and as I'm putting these pages together, I'm anticipating what I want to add right now visually to this page. Now, it may not end up this way because my picture is going to tell the story, but for now I'm kind of saving them as I'm going along so that I can spread them out throughout the book. I did use these little thin cuts here, and those are retired, but anything that you have in your stash that matches your stamp set that you're going to use, or you can die cut them, but these are the ones that I used. So I've got the stitched one here at the top, and then I've backed it up in gold with this one right here. So let me clear off my mat, and I'm going to start with sketch number 1, and we're going to put this together, and you'll see how easy it is to put it together even if you don't have your photos, because I think documenting your days of December is a really good concept. I've wanted to do this for so long, but I just didn't take the time to prep for it. So I'm going to follow one of the sketch in the sketchbook. And for those of you who are wondering, we are featuring the sketches that we've designed. So here you will see that I've actually cut the inside right here because I don't need that. If you have tons of paper and you don't mind, you can just cut this one piece in a full solid piece. But I know that I'm going to love using this green paper here, this pattern paper, so I did cut that down to size. I wonder how many of you actually do December dailies, because again, this is my first time. Super excited. And it was really hard for me to, get motivated at this time of year to do such a big project. So of course, with the creative design team, by taking the guesswork out of it, it makes it so much easier. And you kind of feel that you want to get this done now because you've got a whole bunch of ideas that are going to be flowing down your way. A lot of us are using the Christmas story paper collection. Some of us are using other things that are very unexpected because these sketches are evergreen. You could use them for anything that you're putting together in a 6x8 format. So I'm just going to add this right here. Okay, so for the next few pieces here, I just wanted to talk you through, I guess, my thought process. So this here is going to go right in the center of my layout, and it's got a really nice thick border here because it's also going to give me the opportunity to put a flip-flap if I have more than one photo for this day. And for this element here, I went into my stash and I cut one of these tree borders because I do know that my husband and I end up walking quite a bit outside. So this could be, just a picture of us walking outside and looking at all the spruces that are still nice and green. So this was, the reason why I cut this, and plus it is super cute. So I'm going to line this up right here at the bottom. And then I'm going to use the branding strip, which is an excellent way to add instant embellishment to a page. This is going to tuck underneath, and I think that this is going to look really, really good. So for now, I just have number 3 here for day 3. I'm going to add this right here at the top, but I'm not going to glue it down because I'm not sure if this is going to be day number 3 or not. And then I went through this bag of embellishments here, and I thought, I'm going to use some, or I'm going to add some where they match the layout, and I think this one does as well, but I'm not going to glue this down. I'm going to leave it as is, and then I'm going to move to the next page. So you'll see here that I'm not doing double page layouts, I'm just doing single pages because I'm using the same paper collection. It really doesn't matter. You can flip these throughout your book, and I think that it will look really, really good. So this is pretty much as far as I will take this page right here. I will save this for this page, and it may make it on the final version. And then I'm going to add just a circle here just to remind me that I do want to add this right here. I'm not going to adhere this down because for now I'm not sure if this is going to be day 3 or not. So I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to leave these kind of loose. And I'm going to add this inside my page protector. All right, so we're going to move on to sketch number 2, and I'm going to talk you through some of the highlights. I'm still using the mink as my base page, and I did flip this over because I was really mindful as to the patterns that were on the back side. So I'm going to add these 2 pieces right here, and Another thing that I'm going to add to this book is a lot of glitter. I am using the pine glitter and of course the gold. And I did go ahead and I made my little journaling tag. So this journaling tag is going to sneak right underneath these two photos right here. And then I'm going to add my little number at the bottom. What I did do, remember at the beginning I showed you how I cut like 2 6x8 and 2 4x6, and I did use this base page here to cut out my tag, and I'll show you that that's not going to show, and I will use this as my base because, you know, why not? Waste not, want not. I'm going to use that onto this page, and I'll show you that quickly in a moment. So let's add these down. I like the way that these just fan out and take up that space on that side. And then I'm just going to add my photos. Then this guy here is going to tuck underneath. I'm not going to add any glue to it at this point because I'm not really ready and I don't want to commit to that. So I did go ahead and I did kind of prep up my embellishments if you want. This is going to be my journaling spot. And I had a few of these sprigs that were left from the 31 Days of Christmas card event. And I thought, how perfect is it to add to this book right now? So I've got a few of those in my stash. And I'm just going to add them here and there. I really love the way that that turned out. Added the little red bow. And then here I'm going to add my day. Not sure exactly where it's going to go, and I'm just going to leave it as is. Let's bring the first sketch that we did together, so this one right here. And you can tell that this is from the same paper collection, and because we've got this element that repeats itself, I think that it doesn't matter where I put these in my book, they are going to look really, really great. I'm not tacking down some of these elements because I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen at this point. But I'm definitely well on my way to creating my Days of December album in this very easy format to follow. Now remember, I wanted to give you a little bit of a bonus here. So I do have these two that were cut from my full sheet. And this one here is one of the bonus pages that is in the sketchbook. And basically I'm just going to add, so these are leftovers from what I've already cut into. You can see that these pages are really simple. December dailies are usually meant to document quick little stories, and if you have something really elaborate to say, you would definitely move that to a 12 by 12 layout. So I think that this looks really, really pretty. I am going to keep this as a placeholder. And here I'm pulling again from my many sprigs that I cut during the 31 Days of Christmas card event. And I'm going to use that as an embellishment in this sketch right here. Now, if you're interested in the replay for the 31 Days of Christmas card, that is open for registration until the 15th of this month. I will link the information down below. So let's add this here as a placeholder. This one here too. I'm not sure if it's going to make an appearance, but I think that it looks really sweet. Okay, so let me show you how I am going to prep for my next set of 3 pages. Again, I'm going to use these as my base. So these actually represent 3 pages in the book. I have these leftover pieces that I can use, but I know that I want to bring in this red or this really pretty pattern paper. I haven't used it yet, but I thought, okay, I can definitely bring in some of the red. Move some of this out of the way. And I like the way that this combination works. So I'm still working with kind of 2 sheets of pattern paper. I've got my base here. I really do love the way that that looks. And I could use a gray, but I definitely know that I want to bring in some of the red. Now I did audition a few, because I thought, okay, maybe I can bring this combination instead of the mink. Maybe I can bring this combination here, but I kind of want to lighten this paper collection. I found that it was a little bit dark for me, so I want to definitely lighten it up. And I find that when you kind of go more neutral, your pictures are going to be easier to put inside your albums. This is the combination that I am going to introduce in my next 3 layouts. Here are my first 3 pages for my Days of December album. I really love the way that these turned out, and I do have these to kind of finish off when I'm ready to document, but I'm so happy that I'm getting this planned out, and then in January I can revisit the holidays and add all of my photos in this album. For more inspiration and ideas on how to use this sketchbook, be sure to follow along with the creative design team all week long. I've posted the link to the playlist right here on the left-hand side. Have yourself a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next video.